Hello, my name is Jane Hokinson, and I thank you, the board, for allowing me to share some information in the current reading that I've been doing. I've come across two articles, one from the Pew Research Center, dated 2019, and one from the U.S. Department of Education, dated 2020, both concerning religion and school. Now, we know in this country we have many freedoms under the First Amendment. And in the First Amendment, there's an establishment clause that prohibits the government from establishing a religion. And we also have the Free Exercise Clause, which protects the ability to freely exercise religious belief. These two clauses seem to conflict with each other in a school setting. Why? Well, as a school, we are a government entity, so therefore we're not permitted to enforce a religion. However, we are made of and we serve individuals who have the right to express their religion. So when we talk about government speech endorsing religion, we would be, as a school, part of the government. Can we endorse religion? And the answer is no. So how do we follow these rules and what do we think? Well, a good rule of thumb is the action is not allowed if the religious action expressed is endorsement or is perceived as a mandate from the school. So, publicly saying that this is a time where you can pray, that wouldn't probably fly. At a baccalaureate, being mandated, or even at a graduation where you feel forced to pray, probably isn't an action that should be allowed. Also, a public reading of any type of scripture, again, if it's perceived as mandated, it is not an action that is allowed. But what about any type of religion in school? Well, when you look at it as any type of investigation of history, how religion has been a part of history, that can be discussed in a course. There are courses that compare different religions of the world, and that would be acceptable. Using the Quran or Torah or the Bible as a piece of literature and how maybe the literature has influenced different things that is permissible. Is private speech expressing religion allowed at a school, be it from a school employee or a student? And the answer is yes. It is permissible. Any type of religious expression can occur during the school. If it is during a non-instruction time and a student wants to pray or study, it is permissible. Can a student leave in order to pray or attend a religious service? Yes. Can certain religious attire be worn at a school? Yes. Can pamphlets be handed out by students to other students about a religious activity? This can happen. Can certain jewelry or clothing be worn? Yes, they can. All of those are types of religious expression that can happen during the school with students. And it gets a little tricky with teachers, but if it's during a time and talked about during a non-instruction time, it is permissible. It does, all those rules, do they include school employees? Yes, they do. And again, during non-instructional time, that is a good rule of thumb to follow. What about see you at the poll? Again, if it is perceived as the individual is going as an individual, not as a representative of the school, it is definitely permissible. Can a school building be used for religious reasons? Yes, it can. Definitely during non-school hours, and also if it has equal access to different types of religion. You cannot discriminate. So back again, and just as a wrap, can individuals express their religion in a school setting? Yes, they can. I have a check mark here, but I also have a heart. I think, again, when we're talking about rule of thumb about what schools can do and how it is perceived, and that it can definitely not be perceived as being mandated, you got to have that rule of thumb. But then on the other side, as individuals, we need to make sure that individuals are doing it and so that it is not a distracting way, or that it inhibits other people from doing things that they don't want to be a part of that activity. So it definitely, in thinking about it, you just have to have a little bit of foresight and thinking about, what does my action perceive? For your information, here are the resources that I use for this presentation. And thank you again very much for the time that you've allotted me to share this information with you. Thank you.